like this that they look at and they go take a trade. And just so you guys can see, you see right here, this is a 29-minute trade. This is a 36-minute trade. This is a 38-minute trade, and so on and so forth, a 14-minute trade. So it's 24 minutes, sorry. It's a very quick system, okay? You get to see results very quickly in here as well. Just like in DST, we have people who make money in the same day. We have people here that make money on the same day. So you're actually paying for that. That's what you're joined here for. But as a customer, you have this amazing bonus money that just shows up magically. It's not magic, it's math, in this trimatrix system, okay? So I'm going to try and explain how the trimatrix system works, because I know people had questions about it. Typically, I always say that people who complicate things are trying to hide something from you, okay? Unfortunately, this is one of the very rare things that is a little bit complicated when you try and understand it. But if you understand it, you will understand the beauty behind it. This is one of the very rare things that is actually a little complicated, but it's complicated because we tried to build something that was extremely unique and very good for you, not something where we're trying to hide something bad from you, okay? So I'm going to try and explain this, and I think it'll make a lot of sense once you understand it. So just as a general idea, so we understand our audience a bit better, how many of you have ever been part of a company or of that operated on a forced matrix system? Okay, just anybody who's familiar with forced matrix. All right, a lot of you. That's awesome, because that would mean that a lot of you will understand this, okay? So the way a forced matrix system works is that if this is X, okay, you know what we will say, this is Hitesh, and Hitesh goes out and refers Roger, Kevin, and Jason, and then Hitesh goes and refers, let's say, give me another name. I'm blanking on name. Okay, I'll pick an anime, Keith. Then I go and refer Keith. Okay, Keith doesn't go here. Keith goes in here. Okay, and this is what you would call a forced matrix with a width of 3. Okay, basically you can only have 3 people on your first level, which would necessarily mean that you would have only 9 people on your second level, and then only 27 on your third level, only 81 on your fourth level, and 243 on the next level, and 729 on the next level. Okay, and the next one is, I think, 2187. So these are the only numbers that are possible in the system. Okay, and the way a forced matrix works is that you get paid on everybody who is in your matrix, regardless of if you refer them or not. So when I refer Keith and Keith goes here, suddenly Roger also gets to make some money, even though Roger didn't refer Keith at all. Okay, so there is a level of ingenuity here. There is something good here in that a non-recruiter can benefit a little bit from a recruiter. But very quickly, you will begin to see a problem over here. There are 9 spots over here. Okay, and then keep in mind there are 27 spots over here, and then there are 81 spots over here, and then 729, sorry, 243, and then 729. Do you see a pattern? The pattern is that as you go further down, closer to the bottom, there are more number of people there. Okay, so the people at the very bottom far outweigh the people in the top. I mean, look at this. The first 3 levels are basically 13 people, and the last 3 levels are over 2,000, right? So what happens is, in a forced matrix structure, even though the intention is there to help them, only the few people at the top end up making any money. The other problem is that you need thousands upon thousands of people to actually fill a matrix, right? Just to fill a 7-depth matrix, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2187 would be your last matrix level. Just to have these levels filled, you're going to need over 3,000 people, over around 3,200 people. So any company that begins with this kind of a system also struggles, because, I mean, you need 3,000 people before the top guy in the company has a full matrix. Okay, so here's the solution to that. The solution to that was actually a very simple idea, but it was difficult to execute. I think that's why other companies don't execute this. But what you do is, and this is how options works, okay, so I'm giving you the exact numbers now. So let's say somebody joins options domination at the cheapest level, which is $49.95 a month. Okay, that's the cheapest level in options domination. Okay, when somebody joins at that level, let's say Roger is at that level, Kevin is at that level, Jason is at that level, I would receive $1 per person per month who is in my matrix. Okay, so in this case, I would be getting $4. Similarly, Roger is going to get $1 because he has one active person in his matrix, which is Keith. Okay. Now, if this matrix was full, then I would earn about $3,200 from this matrix if all the people in this matrix were just at the lowest level of options domination. Okay. Now, that would leave, obviously, these thousands of people down here with almost no money to speak of. All of the people on this level would have $3 each at the end of the month. All of these people would have 0. Okay? So the way we fix it is that at the same time as M1, as the first matrix exists, we have something we call M2. In this M2, we begin with the last person here. Number 2,187 on this level ends up being the first guy on this level. Okay, and Hitesh here, who thought he had placed himself so wonderfully and is the king of the world at this moment, ends up as the last person in this matrix. Okay, now keep in mind, I'm already making $3,200 here. Okay, so this, me being at the end in the second matrix at the same time, doesn't hurt me. It's not taking this money away from me. I'm already making this money. Okay, in M2, there'll be people at the bottom over here who will end up making a lot of money. Okay, one of them is going to make $3,200 as well, and then others are going to make significant incomes as well. You know, like somebody at this level is going to make a little over $1,000. So Roger, Kevin, and Jason over here are making over $1,000. The same way, there are going to be 3 people making over $1,000 here, and there'll be 27 people then making somewhere in the hundreds of range, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, obviously, the number of people at the bottom here was much higher than the number of people at top. So flipping this matrix 1 isn't actually sufficient. So then we have something called M3, which also exists at the same time, where the exact same mechanism takes place, but the people who so far have the least income, who have $0 from M1 and M2, they begin this matrix from top. Okay, so X, Y, and Z, who were so far at $0, they begin this matrix. So now suddenly we have another person making $3,200 minimum. Then we have other people over here, and so on. Okay, so you begin to see what's happening here. There's a lot of people in here. Let's say these 3 guys never recruited anybody at all. These 3 are making over $1,000 here, and then there are 3 other people over here making over $1,000. 3 other people over here making over $1,000. As you start compiling all of these numbers, you very quickly realize that forget 99% failure rate, you won't even see a 90% failure rate just from this, because already a significant portion of the membership is going to be making money just from the matrices themselves. Okay, now if you were doing some math alongside with me, then this means if you're paying $1 per person who is paying $49.95, this means that we are only paying $7 in this matrix on one person. We are only paying $7 over here and $7 here. So when one person pays in almost 50, we are paying out $21 of that back to other customers, okay, in form of the matrix, in form of these 3 matrices together. Is that part somewhat clear?
Brilliant,
Okay.
brilliant. We're getting a lot of yeses coming through.
Hey, can I intervene real quick?
No. Everybody said they understood, so I'm not letting anybody know.
I know, but I'm the dumbest one here. Can I try and formulate some words, and we'll go over the alphabet and stuff real quick?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, a couple things here. As I'm looking at this, you have to realize if you're an affiliate, some of the powers, or maybe some of it's elusive. And I know Hitesh was probably about to mention this. If it's confusing, it'll just take a couple times for you guys to see. It's a difficult concept because it's so amazing. All right, so a couple things. How would you like to be at the absolute top of matrix 1, right? So what does that result in? It results in everybody pouring in, trying to get in. How would you like to be at the bottom of matrix 1 when it flips? So as the time counts down to when the money's going to run for whoever's at the bottom of the first matrix, people will be pouring in. So if you're an affiliate, it's just a non-stop race to get involved with this. Now, I want to tell you guys a story because Hitesh won't tell you this. If you've ever seen the movie, this kind of reminds me of the movie Good Will Hunting. And there's a scene there where Will's sitting there, and this is still when he's buddy-buddy with the professor that bailed him out of jail and stuff like that. And then there's this old crotchety guy that's also a math whiz, and he has an assistant, and he's doing his math. And at one point, I don't know the exact scene, but the other professor gets on there and he's like, but I can do the indices. It's not this. And then Will grabs a piece of paper and he's like, here, take this home with you, and you'll get it. So I sat on countless calls, okay, including myself, where Tesh talked about this tri-matrixy crazy thing. And I said, oh, it won't work because I don't have enough money. Blah, 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 blah. And we mashed back and forth in some math until I broke. I just kind of a light bulb was like, whoa. And then he took it, and I remember I enjoyed being on several of these calls where he went to Complan, air quote, experts, and he would present the introduction, like, oh, but and Tesh was like, here, take it home with you. You'll get it. Just figure it out. And then the amazement would come back, and this is just so brilliant. It's never been done. It's not being done anywhere. It's innovative, and it had Tesh's drive coupled with Jason's drive to ensure that everybody makes money. Okay? Now, I care less when anybody makes money. Okay, I like making money myself. I want all of your money. No, I'm just kidding. But he won't say it, so brilliant job on that. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, I don't know where that story came from. I don't even remember any of that happening. We just...
You told me to say it. You just
text
me. You just text me and told me to say all that. Okay.
But that is a true. Even for me, I put my wife to sleep one night because even after Hitesh explained it to me multiple times, and with the rollovers and stuff that he's about to go to that next level with you guys, I literally we just finally got children to bed, and it was probably like midnight, 12:30, and it just really hit me. I was like, this is ingenious, because even we have one at the top. I'm not even going to say his name because he doesn't like us necessarily quoting him because other people may be jealous, said he couldn't believe how damn clever Hitesh's comp plan was. He was just overwhelmingly impressed. And once again, even after hearing him and discussions with our attorney and stuff like that, sitting there, and for myself, it had to be when everyone was in bed, sleeping, and I was just laying there and just going through my head, and it is just phenomenally what he came up with and how we can use it to make everyone, the average person, the just consumer themselves, not even being an affiliate, have an income to help them with their trading. So it's just an amazing thing. So I just want to put that in there because I had the light bulb moment myself, and I think most people will. And just in Facebook, I even saw people saying that actually did get it, and they're just like, man, just thank Hitesh for coming up with something so brilliant. Just say thank you to him. So I'd recommend just thanking Hitesh. He's looking out for you guys.